Hello everyone, welcome to Today News K-Wave, home to our beloved Jikooks. Today we'll talk about something that happened on Weverse, a moment that touched the hearts of those of us who love Jimin. Jimin is a figure who always seems to shine with a smile that can light up millions of people around the world. However, behind the spotlights, applause, and love from his fans, there's another side that's rarely seen: his silence. A silence that's not just silence, but a way of surviving. Behind that sweet smile, Jimin also receives hate, rumors, and cruel words thrown at him. However, instead of responding with anger, he chooses to remain silent. That silence hides pain, but also shows strength. Weverse was created as a safe space, where artists and fans share support and affection. But for Jimin, that space often turns into a battlefield of attacks. Cruel comments, baseless accusations, and insults appear repeatedly. Ironically, most of the attacks stem from internal divisions within the fandom itself, with ship wars being the primary cause. In the world of BTS, the concept of ship is supposed to be enjoyed wholesomely, enjoying the moments, interactions, and closeness between members. However, the reality is different. Jikook's ship, for example, is indeed widely loved in a healthy way, but a small, extremist group uses it as a weapon to attack Jimin. They see Jimin as an obstacle to the narrative they've created. His closeness to Jungkook is often misinterpreted and then twisted into a reason to hate him. As a result, cruel comments flood Weverse. Not constructive criticism, but hurtful words that shouldn't be directed at anyone. All of this is just to defend a forced ship. It's hard to imagine Jimin's feelings when he opens Weverse, a space that should be safe, but is instead filled with hate. Most of these comments aren't even based on facts, but rather narratives created by some extremist fans. What's more painful is that despite repeated reports from fans, the attacks continue. The question is, how much can one endure? Because behind the idol's perfect facade, there's a human being who reads, feels, and understands every word. Despite the constant storm of hate, there's one thing that always supports Jimin: the love of his fans. Loyal stans, the Jikookas, always try to fill Weverse with support. They remind him that he's special, grateful for every smile, every song, every effort. They organize projects, celebrate his achievements, and show that Jimin is never alone. Even when the wider fandom criticizes or underestimates them, it's Jimin stans who consistently defend him. One aspect that's often misunderstood is his relationship with Jungkook. Jimin has repeatedly emphasized that he's not the type of artist to engage in fan service. Everything he displays with Jungkook is born out of genuine closeness, respect, and genuine affection. Jungkook has even expressed how happy he is with Jimin, how much he enjoys those little moments. Yet, ironically, it's this bond that's often used as an excuse to attack Jimin. Jimin doesn't retaliate. He never curses or blames anyone. His silence is a form of resistance. He chooses to show his response on stage. Despite being attacked, he still says he'll work harder, and he proves it with every performance. That silence isn't weakness. It's Jimin's way of protecting his own heart. However, beneath all the hate, there's a much greater love. The love of the Jikooka, the love of loyal fans, the love that fills digital spaces with positive messages. This contrast between hate and love is what defines Jimin. He bears the burden silently, but the love of his fans always pushes him forward. And most importantly, for every hateful comment, there are thousands of louder voices saying, "Jimin, we love you. You are not alone." Jimin teaches that true strength isn't about shouting or proving yourself, but about maintaining integrity and remaining sincere. He may be silent, but his music, art, gestures, and smiles speak louder than any rumor. And for us, his fans, our duty is clear: fill the world with love, not hate. But we also have to ask, until when must Jimin remain silent? Until when should his silence be interpreted as patience? Silence can be healing, but it can also be heavy. Every artist deserves a safe space where their existence is celebrated, not questioned. The fact that Jimin must repeatedly endure baseless attacks shows us that the fandom has work to do. For every toxic ship war, For every unnecessary argument, there's always a choice, to fuel the fire or to put it out. True love for BTS means respecting every member equally, supporting their friendships, their brotherhood, and their personal happiness. It means not twisting their closeness into something to divide fans, but celebrating it as part of what makes BTS so unique and beloved. Jimin and Jungkook's relationship, whatever label people may try to put on it, is theirs. It is not up to strangers on the internet to define it or to weaponize it. What we do know is this: the bond is real, the affection is undeniable, and their support for each other is unwavering. That alone should be enough. When fans choose to attack Jimin, they aren't just attacking him, they are also attacking Jungkook indirectly. Because hurting someone Jungkook clearly loves, respects, and treasures is also hurting him. Sometimes we forget that our words don't just exist online. They carry energy that the artists themselves can feel. And while Jimin may stay silent, Jungkook is someone who notices everything. That's why Jikookas' role is so important. Every time we leave a positive comment, every time we trend a hashtag celebrating Jimin, every time we share edits that highlight his artistry and his smile, we're not just supporting him. We're creating a shield against the negativity. We're telling him, you are valued, you are loved. Don't ever doubt that. Jimin has given us countless moments of healing. His songs like Promise and Like Crazy reveal his inner battles, his vulnerabilities, and his dreams. Through his art, he has opened his heart to us. The least we can do is protect that heart, to remind him that his effort is never in vain. Yes, silence can be strength, but silence should not mean isolation. Our voices as fans can be the bridge between Jimin's silence and his healing. The louder the hate becomes, the louder our love must rise. So, to every Jikooka watching this, let's promise to never let Jimin face this alone. Let's continue to turn his silence into a story of resilience, not tragedy. Let's drown out the cruelty with kindness, with unwavering loyalty, with joy. Because one day, Jimin will look back at this storm and remember not the hurtful words, but the overwhelming love. And that will be because of us, because we chose to stand by him, not against him. Dear Jikooka, let's continue to send love and support to Jimin. Let's make Weverse a truly safe space for him. Thank you for being part of this beautiful family, always leaving loving comments, and always supporting Jimin and Jungkook with a sincere heart. If you are a Jikooka, don't forget to stay with us. Let's celebrate this love. Let's keep Jimin's light so that it never goes out. See you in the next story.